car tire testing round 1. Some love them, some hate them, and think they're completely overrated. Let's see what this is about. First, I want to start that this is the shoe that I bought with my own money. No one has paid me for it. This is my 100% unaltered opinion on them, and I'm not putting any affiliation link for you to buy them. So you can be confident that what I'm saying here is my own opinion and that no one bought it. Then I want to add that I'm really not an expert in terms of running shoes. I used to buy all my shoes from a store called Decathlon. It's only famous in France, a little bit in the UK, I think some in Europe, but I don't think you have it in the US or India or Australia. And I always bought my running shoes within the range of like $50 to $70. So I never had one of those shoes that are above the $100 mark, and this is my absolute first review of a running shoe. I am also not the kind of person who owns thousands of pairs of shoes. I only have one pair of running shoe for trail and one pair for road, those ones. But in order to compensate my lack of knowledge and lack of experience in running shoes, I made a ton of research about this shoe, just to make sure I cover all the basics. By the way, one way to get better at it is definitely reading or listening to the book Shoe Dog. It's about a creator of Nike, and although I think he can be an ass sometime in the book, I do think that the book is really interesting to read. Mostly about entrepreneurship, but also about running and shoes, and it was a great book to listen to while I was running. So here you have it. This is my audiobook recommendation of the day. I'll put a link in the description if you want to hear more about it. Anyway. Yes, that was the first take. The heel drop, the difference between the back to the front of the shoe is 5mm because it goes from 29mm to 24. If you compare it to other shoes on the market, I would say 5mm is probably on the lower hand if you obviously exclude the zero drop shoes, because most of the shoes you can see on market are more around the 8mm up to 10mm range. So 5 I would say is pretty low, or it's like average low or medium low. The weight is 230 grams, and that was exactly the weight I measured on my own kitchen scale, which to me is extremely light. I know that compared to some other shoes there might be lighter ones, but I just think that this one is extremely light compared to the previous shoes I had, which were above 300 grams, and I felt a difference in an instant between my previous shoes and those ones. They seem so much lighter, and I'm pretty bad at estimating the weight of object. Like, I thought that this metal, which I think is super heavy, was around 500 grams, which is not. Then we need to talk about the upper side of this shoe. So this is what is called an engineered mesh, I believe. It's extremely breathable, and most of all, it's extremely comfortable. It's insane compared to the previous shoe I had. It's insane how comfortable this is. It feels like I put on those very puffy socks that you put on a rainy Sunday around Christmas. You know what I'm talking about? This is just, no, again, oh, it's perfect. It's extremely comfortable on the upper side. It also has this little flare right here that is supposed to like follow your Achilles. It is called by HOKA the anatomical Achilles construction. Very fancy term. To me, I just feel that it's very comfortable. I don't really know what else to say about it. It just feels great. I don't know if it could be annoying for some runners. Maybe some people could have some chaffing around there. I don't really know. To me, it works great. It might be worth considering this point if you have some particular weakness in this area. Maybe just try it on first. Below the upper part, you can see that the shoe is kind of made into two parts. There is the midsole, the little yellow part right here, and the white part is the outsole. The midsole is called the Profly midsole, which, as I understood, is being used on other shoes. It's meant to give you a little bit of responsiveness, so you get some energy return, although there is no like plate inside, no nylon or carbon fiber plates. But it is designed to be robust enough to give you some energy return, but still very squishy for a lot of comfort. Maybe like this. Whoa. Very squishy. And the outsole is purely made of foam, which I think is probably one of the biggest concern of most of the people I've watched reviews about, because although it brings a ton of comfort, again, definitely the most comfortable shoes I've ever worn, but since the outsole is completely made of foam, it might be wearing pretty fast. I've been wearing them for 110 kilometers now, so around 70 miles give or take, and you can already see some sign of wear and tear, especially as I'm a big heel striker. It's actually even more pronounced on the other shoe on my left. Maybe I'm just harder on them here. So definitely consider that this might be one of the weaknesses of this shoe. Maybe it's going to be destroyed after maybe 200 miles. I don't know. Maybe I'll do an updated video once I've passed 500 or more miles in those shoes, so that we can have a proper look at how quick it deteriorated. I'm gonna put the shoes back on the desk now. One thing I want to say, and to me this is the number one criteria when it comes to buying a pair of shoes, and I know that for sure lots of people are not going to be happy about this because people are only focusing on heel drop sometime, or the weight, or how the upper part is. To me, the number one criteria before buying a pair of running shoes is the return policy of the shop. And I know it might sound surprising, but to me, nothing beats a 10K testing. So when I buy a pair of shoes, I want to be 100% sure that after I run 10K in them, maybe 2 times 10K, I'm able to just put them back in a box, send them back, or bring them back to the shop, and no one is going to make me any trouble saying, you put some tear here, put some tear, oh, I know, I can't get them back, etc. It's so cool to be able to try something because nothing beats the testing, like the actual testing. You can do all the research in the world. If at the end you cannot put those shoes on and don't feel good in it, then all your research is worth nothing. That's why I was really impressed by this 30-day return policy by HOKA. I'm not sure if this is something that every other brand shoe are doing, but the fact that this came in the box with the return label on it already, so literally I could try them, I don't like them, put them back in the box, put the return label, ship the thing back, doesn't cost me a dime, I get my money back, or I can just switch for another pair of shoes. This is perfect. This is exactly what you need in order to start experimenting and find the shoe that really fits for you. This is my only one advice of this video. Always aim for the good return policy shoe, and then you can go wrong. That's it guys, I hope you liked it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, it would help a ton to push this video to more viewers. If you have any question about this shoe, please put it in the comments. I'm all about testing and challenging. Anything you might think interesting, I want to know about it. And if you like this video, maybe consider subscribing. I'm uploading a video on Monday and Thursday. It's all about running. Sometimes it's challenging, sometimes it's virtual run, sometimes it's running shoe review. All about running. And now I will toss this video to the latest virtual run I did, which was the Inca Trail Challenge. Super cool virtual run. I'll let you have a look. As always, thank you very much for watching, and until next time.